Good morning, guys. Hope you're having a fabulous start to your Friday and jumping in with today's video. And this one might be a little bit controversial because it's really about how hard you're trying. And I think it's quite indoctrinated in us in society to always be doing our best, to always be trying, and to really push ourselves. And what I've found is that this leads to a state of depletion within ourselves because it feels like we can never be enough. Doesn't matter how hard we try or how much we do or what we get done or what we're achieving. It always leaves us feeling like we're not. Good morning. Lovely to have everyone jump on. Hey, Christy. Lovely to have you on, darling. And we've got Sandra on, and say hi if you're jumping on, and send me some love. I always love on Fridays. So guys, this is the big thing that I'm really wanting to share is this trying too hard. And I was going to write a blog post on it the other day, and I possibly still will. Good morning, Kate. Lovely to have you on, darling. And what I've really, I guess the biggest to convey this morning is really to take the pressure off yourself. I think so many times we can feel like we've got to push ourselves, or we've got to make things happen, or we've got to get in there, or we've got to, just try harder. And if something's not working, there's a reason for it. And quite often by introducing the thought or the idea of, oh, well, I just need to try harder, I just need to do more, creates the very resistance which actually blocks us being able to move forward in an easy way. And hey Kylie, great to have you on too, darling. One of the main things that I find is, like, if you think about even just from this perspective, I've got to try and be a good mum. Instantly it puts pressure on us. Instantly it puts this feeling that you're not already a good enough mum as it is. If you take that away, if you take that paradigm away of I've got to try to be a better mum, then naturally we can become that. And it's all this ego survival mind's concept or idea that we're not enough as we are. And what it does is it really leads to this feeling of burnout. And I don't know about you guys, but I certainly I think, a lot of it I felt like I was experienced in childhood as well, in needing to be this happy person. And, again, we're taught that by society, that we need to always be happy, we need to always be positive. And I really want to, not be the downer, but like when we're not feeling great, or when we are feeling tired, or we have got some emotion going on, we're just super freaking human, right? Like, we're all human, we all experience different things, and all of that emotion and all of those responses actually really serve us, because they're helping us know, when we are off track, or perhaps when we are pushing ourselves too hard, or perhaps when we're not feeling good about a situation but we actually haven't spoken up for ourselves. Hey Kylie, great to have you on. Hey Erica, hey Chris, great to have you guys on. All lovely to have you on as well. So this, when we're coming from this particular place of feeling like we've got to be happy and positive all the time, instantly we can kind of be thinking, well, I should be happier, or I should be more confident, or I should be. And the second we introduce the should, now you've put pressure on yourself to try and get somewhere other than where you actually are. And it's like placing your own hands in your back and trying to push yourself forward. And if you've ever had somebody attempt to push you physically, you'll know your very natural inclination is to lean back into that and to resist it. And that's what we do to ourselves. We set ourselves up in a state of resistance. And this is, honestly, guys, what causes the physical exhaustion and the burnout, because we're pushing so hard and we're not getting really anywhere. There's two parts of you that are conflicted. They're both identities or ego concepts, where it's like there's one part of you that is like, I'm tired, I'm exhausted, I'm done with this, and another part, no, you've just got to do more, no, you've just got to get in, no, you've just got to change this, no, you've got to be better, you've got to. And I want to shift this paradigm, or I guess bring attention to this paradigm of the energy with which we try and change or create change from. Because when we're doing it from a place of feeling that we're not enough, it doesn't matter how much you do, guys, or how successful you become, you will never, ever, 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 ever feel that you're enough. I've certainly experienced this in my own journey, in my own life, where I did work really hard, I did push myself really hard, and I did change my life, but I still felt the same way. My external circumstances had changed to some degree, but I still didn't feel ultimately happy or content inside myself. And I truly believe, a lot of this comes from this linear success, this masculine, right, there's my destination, and let me just get to my destination. And it's the I'll be happy when paradigm. When finally I've got enough money, or finally I've got this great job, or finally I've got this relationship, or finally I've bought the house, or finally I've got my body in shape, or whatever it is. And it's not to say that we don't want to bring the best of ourselves out. But whilst ever there's this expression of, I've just got to do more, or I've got to try harder, then again, like, it's that resistant state. And I would bring you back to, if I was coaching you one-on-one, I would bring you back. Hey, Em, lovely to have you on. Hey, Catherine, loads of love to you, darling. And Naomi, lovely to have you on. And Ashley, and Anne, good morning. When we're coming from this state of like push, or, I'm not enough as I am, if I was coaching you personally, I'd ask you, why do you want those particular things? Because if we're coming from a place of we want those things from a place of fear of I haven't got enough, or I'm not enough already, or I'm not good enough, or I'm not loving enough, or I'm not lovable enough, or I'm not pretty enough, or thin enough, or I'm not successful enough, or any of those things, no amount of enoughness is ever going to fill that bucket, guys, because it's coming from their ego survival mind. It's coming from a place of fear that's actually driving you, and that's what creates the exhaustion. That's what creates the burnout. When we come back to being gentle, be kind and compassionate with ourselves, and I literally had this experience yesterday, which was why I really wanted to share this on the live this morning. Gym, and I love doing my workouts, and I'm very I do tend to be quite disciplined with that and quite consistent with that, because I have a big why for myself personally. But sometimes I'll fall into that pushing myself, I've got to try harder, I've got to do more, and all it does is deplete me. And I notice that kind of coming up, and it's like, wow, can I bring some kindness? Can I bring some compassion? What can I bring to this where I myself? So I'm doing this because it's who I am, and because of how I feel about myself, because I love myself and I want to feel better, I want to feel stronger within myself. Coming from this place of love, of feeling inspired and going, oh my God, yeah, this is the pathway that I'm going down. This is why I'm doing it, is because it brings me joy, because it brings me fulfillment. And I truly believe, for myself personally, I've really redefined what success is for myself this year. Unconscious, but some of it was conscious, around this linear success, this masculine energy of I've got to get from point A to point B, and it really leaves out so much of our beautiful feminine creative energy, of the meandering, of the enjoyment, of the beingness of who we really get to be as humans, which is like that fulfillment. It's the emotional juice that gives us the energy, gives us the creative fire to be able to create, or the desire to want to evolve and grow, but not from a place that we're not enough already. And so as we actually integrate a lot more of the feminine and masculine, and I truly believe on a consciousness level, this is where we're actually heading as a society, is bringing in more of this. And so my new determination of success is, how much joy am I feeling each day? How connected am I to divine love, or to myself, and to what I get to feel and express and enjoy every single day as well. So is this resonating with anybody? Maybe I'm just this wild tangent by myself, but if this is resonating, maybe bobbing down some love, or sharing your own thoughts or ideas of what you feel has maybe taken you to a point of exhaustion, or a point of just low energy within yourself. And one of the things that I've really learned is, obviously our negative thoughts or our negative beliefs or feelings obviously absolutely impact our physical state, but the other thing that really impacts our physical state is the amount of resistance, either consciously or unconsciously we've got towards doing something. And so when we're trying so hard, and I don't know whether you guys have ever had this feeling, but I certainly have, where I just I want to cry. I want to burst into tears because I feel like I've tried so hard and yet something's not worked. And it's because I'm out of alignment with what it is that I'm wanting to create. If I'm trying so hard from a point of fear or from a point of not enoughness, I'm not aligned with my goal. I'm not aligned with what it is that I'm wanting to create. My inner being, my higher self, the largest part of me, divine love, knows that is 100% available to me. And if I'm already in the state as if it's already happened or as if it's already done, now I get the impulses or the ideas or the creativity that actually flows to me, that inspires me, that will take me super fast and super quickly to whatever it is that I'm wanting to create. Now, in my own business, I've had this where it feels like, oh, I've got to do all these things. And perhaps if you're a coach, or perhaps if you're in the healing profession, and you've been expand your business or grow your business on some level, it might be like, oh my God, I've got to do all this marketing, I've got to do all these things, I've got to do this and that, and oh, there's not enough time to do it all and service my clients and show up as the best version of me. And now you can feel the stress and the exhaustion that comes with that. Pretty soon you'll be resenting your business and actually not want to have your business, or you'll be pushing clients away because you're so tired and exhausted, either unconsciously or consciously doing that. And it won't ever result in the joyful expansion of your business and having what it is that you truly want, which is probably why you started it in the first place. Because it felt good. It felt great to give to others. It felt good to really live from this beautiful space of creation and joy and bringing everything that you're wanting to experience in life. Now, I'm going to, I've got this little printout here. It will probably be in reverse. I didn't really think about that. Well, I kind of did, but I'll post underneath the video as well, but I'll just read it out to you guys. It was something that one of my clients sent through, and I think it'll resonate on lots of levels as well. Hey Belinda, great to have you on, Dylan. So this energy model is either the survival zone, the burnout zone, the performance zone, or the recovery zone, and it all depends on both your mental and emotional energy, so where you're actually going with your thoughts, and what your physical energy is doing as well. So if you're in negative energy but in a high state, you'll be in the survival zone, impatient, irritable, frustrated, angry, defensive, fearful, anxious, and worried. If you are in very low energy with yourself, and this kind of relates back to the emotional guidance scale that I've talked about a lot over the years, or if you've followed me for a while, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But the burnout zone is exhausted, empty, depressed, sad, hopeless, depleted, discouraged, and lost. And so that can be really tricky, trying to overcome our negative thoughts when we're actually in that state, because every part of our body is signaling you've got way too much resistance going on in terms of you pushing too hard or you're trying too hard in that moment. Now, if you've got positive energy in terms of you're able to think in a positive way and you're feeling more appreciative, or you're in this beautiful being state, but you've got low physical energy, so maybe satisfaction, I think, is a good way of experiencing that at the end of a day where you felt like you've brought the best of yourself, you've done as much as you could, and you feel really satisfied with the effort that you've put in or what you've done or created or achieved, but you are physically tired, and so this is relaxed, peaceful, relieved, receptive, grateful, calm, rested, and renewed. So that allows us to recover. Now, the performance zone is when we're high energy in our physical body and we're locked in, we're tuned in, we feel great, we feel like we're on track, we know where we're going, and this is when we feel enthusiastic, optimistic, challenged, absorbed, alive, passionate, and engaged. And if you think about like the emotional guidance scale, that's where we feel empowered, we feel love, joy, freedom, truth, like passion, enthusiasm, excitement, and it's like, yes, I'm so on track. And this is what your heart energy can give you when you tap into, why do I really want to do this thing? So if you're exhausted, if you're burnt out, putting shoulds on yourself, where are you putting have to's, need to, anytime you do that, you set up that resistance phase within yourself, whereas now you're trying to push yourself to do something, and there's another part of you that will instantly push back against that, and it doesn't allow you. If you think about, being pulled either side, how easy can you walk forward in life? It keeps us kind of in a state of feeling stuck. You're not ever ultimately stuck, but when we're repeating those same patterns with our ideas and our mind, that's where ultimately we don't move very far, and we expend a lot of energy in that process. Whereas when you feel led by your heart, when you feel inspired doing or why you want to do something, now that gives you the emotional fuel. Now that helps you to move forward, where it's just like you follow the impulse, you follow the idea. It's like you get an idea, oh, I should ring this person, or oh wow, I'd love to share this idea. And this is honestly, like, it's how I run my business, guys. It doesn't feel good for me to push or do things that don't feel aligned for me. To feel like I've got to do all of these things. My inner being, just your inner being, exactly the path of least resistance, the easiest way to get you from where you currently are to what it is that you desire. And when you tap into your heart energy, you raise your vibration, feeling more love or inspiration, or why do I really want to do this from a place of love? Why is this important to me? What would excite me about this? All of those things. What impact could this have on myself? What impact could this have on others? Oh my God, now I'm inspired. Now you'll feel led. You'll feel it's like somebody taking a hand and saying, come this way, this is the way to go. And you'll get those beautiful impulses or ideas. And I've had that same experience this week where I've brought on board another 2 beautiful clients that I'm really, really excited to work with. I love working with soulmate clients that really resonate with my work. It's a joyful experience then. It never feels like work, because it's like I'm so excited to speak with them, and I know that what I've got to offer, or some of the tools or strategies, can be really, really helpful for them. And so then we're now in that magnetic attraction phase where we're bringing through more and more of the people that we really love to work with, and particularly if you're in your own business or you're wanting to attract more soulmate clients, this is literally how I create that for myself. So I hope you guys have an amazing day. Be kind, be compassionate to self. All that ego survival mind is about not feeling enough, and it is really hard when we're physically depleted, or you've done a lot physically, and part of the reason why I felt a little bit flat at the gym the other day was I did an hour's paddle after a gym workout the day before. It was a little bit too much for my system, and it was just like, okay, cool, good to acknowledge, good to know, and there's learning in every experience. Truly serves us. So when we can take it on board and just go, okay, my body's just given me some signals, it's time just to release a little bit, or not take as much on board, or not be doing as much. Hey Davo, great to have you on. Hey Kayla. Then we can relax and be a little bit kinder to ourselves as well, which is so loads of love to you all. So much gratitude for tuning in. If this has been helpful for you, please like, love, or share it with somebody that you also think that it could potentially inspire or help, particularly if you know that they've really been in a place of struggle or efforting. Like I said, anytime we're like, I've got to be better, I've got to do this, it's just like, if I already felt that I was enough, what would I be doing from that place? How would I be living my life? Because that will reconnect you with the greatest part of you that has all of your answers. And your own inner guidance is one of the most powerful, delightful things that can really bring you a deep sense of peace, connection, love, feeling enough, feeling worthy, all of those things. Whereas when we live from our ego survival mind, no one will ever produce a feeling of enoughness. There'll always be more. It's like getting on the hamster wheel, and it's pretty hard to get off that once we're on it and we're in that depleted, exhausted state. So be kind, be gentle to yourself, be kind and gentle to others, and sending you all loads of love. Have an amazing day. Bye.